Far out in the uncharted backwaters of the unfashionable end of the western spiral arm of the galaxy lies a small, unregarded yellow sun. Orbiting this at a distance of roughly 92 million miles is an utterly insignificant little blue-green planet whose ape-descended life forms are so amazingly primitive that two of them still think doing a podcast called Digital Watches are a pretty neat idea is a pretty neat idea. These podcasters have, or rather had, a problem, which was this. Actually, this is the solution.
Thought it was a pretty neat idea. Dreamers, thinkers, speculative philosophers, or as their wives would have it, idiots.
Hey, Brian, what's this?
Hey, Jeff. Well, this is our return to Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency's Salmon of Doubt, issue number 7 by IDW.
Yes.
I feel like a radio announcer. Or more to the point, I should feel like I'm introducing a grand musical like Phantom of the Opera or something like that.
Yes. The opening made this sound way more important than it is.
Oh, now. This is the most important thing in my life. What are you talking about, Jeff?
Right. I feel sorry for us.
I know.
Well, welcome to season 5.
Oh, yes, season 5. Is this insane or what? This is insane.
This is truly insane.
Mm-hmm. I think we're going to have a great season. I think as long as we can think of something to talk about.
That's right.
We're going to have fun.
As long as the material continues, we will continue.
Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely.
And it looks like the comic book is continuing with the theme of introductions.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. It's our friend Rifle on the cover.
Yes. Yes. And the Colonel trying to get him not to shoot.
Right, right.
But he was a little late.
Yeah, I think so, because Dirk's got a hole in his hair.
Yes, and you can see the hole in the wall beyond him.
Yes, you got it. Sally seems a little distressed.
So here in the drawing of this cover, so you mentioned Dirk's got this hole in his hair, and he's drinking a soda out of his cup, and the artist has been kind of explained what they want, that Dirk is drinking out of a soda, and there's a hole in his hair from almost being shot in the head. And they decided to do this little string of spit that goes between his lip and the straw. So I applaud the attention to detail.
Yes, that's quite a bit of detail. Oh my gosh. Now, what does that say underneath the picture there? It looks like it says, After Gil Kane. Do you see that?
Yes. It is probably the cover artist, if I had to take a guess.
Really? That's unusual. It's a detail I haven't seen on any other cover.
No, I don't remember seeing it.
And it looks like it's just like handwritten, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, so when he drew this, I guess he wrote it, but I'm not quite sure why there's after. I mean, Gil Kane sounds like a comic book artist, I guess, but after Gil Kane.
Yeah, that would seem perfectly logical to me. But why is it after exactly? I'm sure we'll never find out.
That is true. We will never, ever find out.
Oh my gosh.
So since we won't find out, let's continue on inside the book to the previously on page.
Oh, wow. It's quite crowded, this page.
Yes, well, you got lots of issues to summarize in a single page.
Mm-hmm. There's really nothing new, though, except for the last panel. It also looks like it extends to the next page, but it doesn't.
Oh, you're right. As they've done in previous issues, they seem to have panels cut out from all the different issues inserted with the murder board string going from picture to picture or panel to panel, and then they have a text box that is summarizing everything, and it's almost like they have used the same summary 3 issues in a row. I wanted to use Reg's time machine to investigate my childhood, but Sally was transported to an alternate timeline and met rowdy people, 3 or 4. Whilst I met a sister and brother afflicted with pararibulitis, avoided an old friend, Colonel Riggins, ran into an overprotective father named Simon Black, whose daughter Farah needed help, and so now the new piece of information that they're adding to our summary. So I called in other Dirk, then was reunited with Sally. Okay.
Yes, and as we remember, he was reunited as Sally was in mid-embrace with the leader of the Rowdy Three.
That's right. So we will go to the next page and see the Dramatis Personae. So they've got Dirk and Sally and Dirk again and Farah and Todd. And then I want to talk about the Rowdy Three because they did this in the other ones and it really didn't click until I saw it this time. It says the Rowdy Three, Chaos Embodied, times 4. So it almost sounds like there's 12 of them, but
yeah.
I guess it's the Chaos times 4 more than the Rowdy 3 times 4.
Right, exactly.
And again, Isaac Newton and Peasbottom and Bernice and Reg and Colonel Riggins.
Right.
But Rifle, as we mentioned, is making this one. And his name is Friedkin.
He is described as a corporal, overeager and underbrained.
Yes, and that will summarize him perfectly.
Yes, exactly. I love it.
So we will go to the first page of the story on page 3. So we open up on a full bleed page, and we've got the Rowdy 3 van driving down the road over the title of the book, The Salmon of Doubt, Chapter 7, Blackwing Files.
Which is unusual, because this is the first time the title has been close to the front of the book.
Yes, it's usually a few pages in.
Yeah, it is. That's interesting.
So in the van, Dirk and Sally are having a conversation. The first top bubble. When I read that, according to the story that I remember, that sounds more like what has happened to Sally than what has happened to Dirk. Right? But that's Dirk.
That's Dirk speaking, yes.
But Dirk didn't travel through the time stream. Dirk has been in this reality. It has been Sally who's been jumping from TV to TV, traveling through the time streams. When did Dirk, I guess, did he follow her somehow? Through the plumbing?
Yeah, if we think back to the first issue, didn't he go in, pop out, go back in? I think he did that once. Because that's how he popped into the bar.
Right.
And it does appear, like you say, that he's been in one location for quite some time. But he could technically consider that traveling.
Yeah. Well, he says he's traveled through the time stream. So I guess he did, but that was so long ago that
right.
I just want to make sure
it's discontinuitous.
Yeah.
As you say.
So it was a little bit confusing to me because the first bubble says, I traveled through the time stream at great personal jeopardy to rescue you.
And Sally responds to his inquiry, from what?
And he says, well, as it turns out, from these people things. He was kissing you.
Sally responds, yes, and what business would that be of yours? I mean, it's not like you and I do much with the kissing.
But would you have wanted to? Now, again, not the Dirk I remember in my head of what I've pictured from Dirk. It's not that he was
That's right.
beyond it, but his mind was always on other things, not the kissing
true.
things.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
All right, so we'll see how this plays out on the next page, page 4. So now we're inside the van, and I believe his name was Martin is driving, and the other 3 of the Rowdy 3 are in the back with them, all listening in on a very private conversation.
Yes, Sally is regaling Dirk for his attitude and inappropriateness.
Yes. And they say something here that, to me, is the truest thing they have said about Dirk in all of these issues, which is, she told him that whenever he is confronted with a vaguely attractive woman, all he does is immediately be incredibly pompous and rude. And that fit Dirk to a T.
That does fit Dirk to a T.
And he seems to not believe it or understand it or recognize that he does it.
And of course, his response is to write a note about it because it could be important.
That's right. And then he wanted to know if the kissing thing was because of the rude and pompousness, and if he wasn't rude and pompous.
And he's interrupted by Martin, who says, "We're here."
Yes. So we will go to page 5. So Dirk asks, "Where here?" And Martin tells him that the pretty lady had lots of questions about Blackwing, about where we came from. Maybe where you came from, too.
And Dirk responds, "I assure you that I didn't come from any place called Blackwing. It sounds like a barbecue joint."
Right. And then Sally mentions not you, the other you, and Dirk immediately gets jealous of himself, picturing Sally and the other Dirk kissing. So this Dirk has got a lot of hang-ups.
Oh, he does indeed. And Sally says, "Oh, come on, let's go." And says, "Thanks, Martin, for everything."
And then Dirk is asking, "You're not coming with us?" But we know they're at Blackwing.
Yep.
And we know that the Rowdy 3 do not want to be at Blackwing.
That's for sure.
And they say, hell no. It's Blackwing, man. So we will go to page 6. So what sounded like a goodbye on the previous page actually wasn't the goodbye, because this page is the goodbye. And as I suspected, what Martin says about going back to Blackwing is Rowdy's never going back to black. And one of the Rowdy 3 in the van says, "I don't think that's exactly the saying."
Oh my gosh.
And Martin explains that 15 years ago they burnt down the original facility, but they got to have some kind of a safe house around because he can smell the riggins.
Right, exactly. And then there's a great big hug and embrace between Sally and Martin. And Martin says, "Call us anytime, we'll find you."
Yes.
And Sally says, "Hey, man, it's been real."
Yes. And then, even though they have really not been saying Rowdy 3 very often, Dirk just blurts out, "You know there are 4 of them, right?"
Sally just says, "Shut up."
Right. And this artist likes the blowing in the wind dress for Sally.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Yeah, it's nice. I like the page. They're standing back to back on the bottom panel. They're looking off in their own direction. And, of course, as usual, Dirk is absorbed in his own life. And Sally's looking back at the van, wishing that Martin didn't have to drive off, right?
Yes, looks like an album cover. All right, so we will move to page 7. So we've left Dirk and Sally, and we have jumped to Red and Izzy, also known as the young Sir Isaac Newton. And they are at Princess Kimberly's castle, Aramore, which is a spooky castle on a cliff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The cliff seems to get steeper and taller every time we see it.
Yes, it does. Different angle.
Mm-hmm. I gotcha.
So it turns out that Reg and Isaac Newton are kind of trapped by Peasbottom the troll.
Mm-hmm.
And Isaac Newton wants to know if this is how his magical quests usually go.
And then we get quite a close-up of Peasbottom's middle face.
Yes. Also known as his nose.
Uh-huh.
And are they trying to make it look like he's thinking?
Either that or picking his nose. I'm not sure which.
Yeah, one of the two.
Or maybe that requires thinking. I'm not sure.
Because he didn't seem like a thinker or a speculative philosopher. I don't see that in Peasbottom's bio.
Yes, exactly. Definitely. Mm-hmm.
So we'll move to page 8 and 9. First double page.
Oh, double spread. Mm-hmm.
So this double page is a full bleed
Mm-hmm.
with a couple of inset boxes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And lots and lots and lots of dialogue.
Yes, and unfortunately for us, the Peasbottom's dialogue is, well, stilted and difficult.
So Peasbottom seems to have captured Isaac Newton and Reg to plead with them to save that world, which is being destroyed by the princess.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And Peasbottom, the troll, is a lot more eloquent in his speech than I would have ever imagined.
Right, exactly. Exactly.
So to give you a little idea, we'll just read the first thing he says,
Mm-hmm.
which is, "I beg you, save us. Take her from this place, return her to her kind, else she destroy all." And obviously Dirk and Reg have some very confused looks on their face.
Right, right. And the conversation goes on with Peasbottom explaining that she came from Reg's world and
Right.
he has tried to provide sukkar for her
Yes.
and be a parent of sorts, but he is not capable of doing that very well.
Nope.
And I think Reg earlier had mentioned that this world was controlled a great deal by the imagination.
Correct.
So apparently her vivid imagination and her youth is causing the chaos that this world is being afflicted by. And that's how she is able to manipulate these cats into strange creatures, because for some reason they are simple to transfer from Reg's world to Peasbottom's world.
Right. And that's been his job of late, is going to and from the worlds, bringing her more and more cats. And he says that the princess used to be sad, but lately she's now mad and wants to know if Reg and Isaac will help us.
Mm-hmm.
Isaac said that we will help her and the cats. So we will move to page 10. We jump back to Dirk and Sally, and Dirk is confused because he is not sure if they're on a case. And he is a detective after all, but he wants to know if a detective can be an assistant because he's all for gender equality. Because we know that assistants are only women. At least it was back in that day, in Dirk's mind.
Of course. Right, right. Right. And as you've mentioned before, there's so many disconnects between Dirk's personality as we know it and Dirk's personality within this comic book.
Right.
That center panel is certainly one of them.
Yes.
Sally is looking into a window very intently, and she turns to Dirk and says, "Shh."
And Dirk says, "Don't shush me. I'm the shusher in this relationship. I'm the holistic detective. Me. Hashtag everything is connected." And now, just imagine in your mind, for those who have not seen the comic book, take the Dirk Gently and try thinking of him saying that sentence while holding up 2 fingers on each hand, turning them 90 degrees to each other to make the hashtag sign with his fingers.
No. That doesn't quite fit. But Sally grabs him by the lips to get him to shut up and says, "Look."
As it looks like she's dragging him by the lips.
Literally.
Yes. So let's see if they show us what they're looking at on page 11. So it seems that Dirk and Sally are peeking around the corner of the building looking at Colonel Riggins and Corporal Friedkin as they are walking out of the building toward their SUV.
And they jump in their SUV and speed off while Sally and Dirk creep towards the door.
Yes. And Dirk recognized Riggins and said, "That's the military man chap fellow. He was in my dreams and then he was in the club."
Sally looks at him with incredulity and says, "You were in a club?"
It's like, yes. Why is that hard to believe? I was looking for you. But it turns out I was there to save the little drummer girl, Amanda. I put out her fire.
And Sally responds, "Sounds like you have a gift for putting out women's fires."
Yeah, a little bit rude.
Do you know how to pick a lock? If you can get in, we can get some answers.
Dirk explains that he took a correspondence course once. It was $99.95, and they threw in a set of skeleton keys. You know, it's a common fallacy to assume.
Oh, less talk, more pick. I did that backwards, but I still think it's funny.
It works. All right, so we will go to page 12. 12 and 13, because it's, again, another double page.
We got a whole lot of picture here, Jeff, and not a lot of action.
Yes. Again, it is a giant full bleed with a couple of inset panels. And it is a giant full bleed of a virtually empty room. A big empty room.
Yes.
A warehouse-sized empty room.
Oh, my goodness.
And the conversation basically goes something like Sally saying, "This isn't what I expected." And Dirk says, "As a holistic detective, you don't ever expect anything, so everything is a surprise."
And then Sally responds, "That's very zen, but at some point, a girl feels entitled to some expectations."
Dirk is confused and says, "Are we still talking about this warehouse?" And then on the complete opposite side of the room,
tucked away in a corner,
set up a little thing that you can't tell what it is, so then they put some inset boxes pointing things out, like a desktop computer, a pair of binoculars, a bed with something folded on the foot of it, and then a picture of what looks like the young Dirk Gently.
I guess they're trying to imply this is where they kept Dirk when he was a kid?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Well, why would Dirk have a picture of himself sitting on a shelf?
I don't know. Because he's Dirk.
I guess, maybe. Still a little weird. Isn't it funny? They even go to the point of having a toilet tucked behind a curtain.
Yes. You know, you want your privacy.
Right, exactly. Barely. Oh, how odd.
So we will move to page 14. So they start off this page with the best sight gag, I think, that they've had in all of the episodes. Sally throws out this comment, like anybody would say, let's compare notes. Mm-hmm. And as we saw before, Dirk was making notes on a notepad that he had in his jacket. So he's pulling out the notepad because she said, let's compare notes. And she's like, seriously? He's like, you just said. And then they get serious and then they start comparing notes.
So in the next few panels, they discuss the differing timelines, and Sally mentioned that she met the young Slad at 10 years old, and he imagined that they were very similar. And Dirk says, I thought I was.
To me, there's a little more to that panel, and I don't know if you just glossed over it.
Maybe I did.
So Sally's saying that in this timeline, there's another you.
Right.
I met him, by the way. Mm-hmm. Dirk thinks it's the other Dirk that he brought, and he makes a comment, so what's he like other than, skinny? And then she reveals that it was a 10-year-old boy.
Right.
So I think Dirk assumed it was the Dirk that he brought over, and he doesn't realize that there is yet a third Dirk in the mix.
Right. Oh, this is very confusing, though. I could see why I was confused, because, of course, this is the first time Sally's been in this timeline, but this is when Todd and Amanda are suffering from pararambulitis, and the yellow jacket Dirk is traveling around in this scene.
Yes.
And Sally is now reflecting back on her original introduction to the 10-year-old Dirk.
Right. When she helped him escape from Blackwing.
Right. And then, like you said on that other panel, that's why it was confusing, because Dirk hasn't done a lot of time jumping. He's been in this time scale the whole time looking for Sally.
Yes. He did jump through the bathroom. But was that bathroom in the club? And is Amanda and Todd in that other timeline?
Yes. Yeah, Amanda, when he went to the club, this is the timeline he's still in. And Sally found him through falling through the tree. Remember, she's been in different timelines, like you said earlier. And she fell into the tree and,
Yes, so she has finally now gotten to the timeline that Dirk got to, going through the bathroom of the club.
Right.
And then they found a way to shoehorn in their favorite Dirk Gently phrase. Mm-hmm. And after Sally explains to Dirk that the little 10-year-old didn't have anybody else to play with, and Dirk did, he had other 10-year-olds, she wants to help him.
Right.
And Dirk is then saying, now that you say it, that sounds very likely indeed. We may not have gone where we intended to go.
And then Sally says, but I think we've ended up where we needed to be.
Kind of my favorite phrase in the entire book series. Mm-hmm. When it's said once in the book series.
Right, exactly.
And I know they've got to do it, I guess, for every comic issue, but it starts getting overused or overplayed in my mind, and that just could be me.
Yep.
So we will move to page 15. So it starts out with Dirk trying to have a tender moment with Sally by reaching out and touching her hand, and she is telling him, not now. They made their way to the computer, and Sally wants to know if Dirk can hack the computer.
And of course, Dirk says, do I look like a hacker, a hacking type of person? That's what Richard McDuff is for.
And she says, we need a password.
Mm-hmm. And then Dirk responds, it's good that however complicated computer security gets, humans are, when it comes down to it, idiots.
And Sally says, this human particularly, I get the feeling. And then they show the computer instructions, how to log in.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. It's funny. And then they're both staring intently at the screen, and Sally goes, "Ready?"
Yes, and I guess that the computer instructions explain that it is your name except backwards. And so it's Friedkin, comma, Hugo. And the password is, and then the word password is crossed out and secret is written in. And then it says first the word, then the 4 numbers in order from the start. So we're guessing that the password is secret 1234. Is that what we've come down to?
I guess that's what we're assuming.
Well, we'll see if
the kind of password an idiot has on his luggage.
Right.
One of my favorite Mel Brooks lines. From Blazing Saddles. And I think it's also from Spaceballs.
He's reusing jokes too?
Oh, yeah, he does. It's great. It's awesome.
So we'll see if the password worked on page 16.
Mm-hmm.
And 17. So here we have a full bleed with another inset panel, and it is the computer screen, which appears to have a box for all of the different projects in Blackwing. The computer cursor is pointing at Icarus, which we know is Dirk Gently. Upper left corner is Incubus, which we know is the Rowdy 3. 2 over from that is Marzana. We know that is Bart. Underneath Bart is Lamia. We know that is Mona Wilder.
Right.
And then on the second to the last row, second to the last column, we have Moloch, who we know from the TV series as the child with imagination that created his own fantasy world.
Right.
So, guess how many projects there are in Blackwing?
A lot. 42?
42!
Well, at least they don't disappoint when they really concentrate.
Right. But 2 of the projects don't have names.
Yeah, that's weird.
And a lot of them are Greek gods and that kind of thing.
Right.
On a post-it note to the monitor, it says copy, Control and C, paste, Control and V.
I think we learned that in 2nd grade, didn't we?
Yeah. There weren't computers in 2nd grade.
Oh, I guess not.
So Dirk and Sally are amazed at the number of different projects, and he is realizing that he is not unique, and he has a team?
Does he know he's Project Icarus? Or his counterpart? How would he know that he was Icarus?
I'm sure he doesn't. I don't think he's clicked on it or anything.
Right.
It's just the cursor is there.
Okay, gotcha.
So yeah, I'm not 100% sure.
I just was curious whether you knew or not, because at this moment, I don't think he knows he's Icarus, or his counterpart in the yellow jacket is Icarus.
I think the cursor is just there for us, telling us it's Icarus, because I believe it's been mentioned by Riggins earlier in these books. He has mentioned Project Icarus.
Yes, I believe he has.
But Dirk would not have heard that.
No, I don't think he has.
So I think that's just reminding us that Dirk is Icarus, because he can't possibly have known.
Right.
But maybe we'll find out on page 18.
Mm-hmm.
And 19, another double page.
Another double page.
We're now inside the Patrick Spring estate, and Dirk and Farah are leaving his office after a very intense meeting, according to Dirk.
Mm-hmm.
And Farah is explaining that you would be intense too if your wife was killed by a mysterious enemy that you now feared was after you and your daughter.
Dirk responds, I suppose.
And she's going, Dirk, are you totally clear as to the assignment? And
Dirk, in his general bluster, says, 100% A-OK, 5x5, affirmative, good to go, fire in the hole.
And she just looks at him.
What? Didn't I get the jargon right? I mean, when in America, I'm trying to blend in.
And Farrah's explaining that she was not very happy having to hire Dirk because she's brand new to the security job, and the first thing she has to do is track down a British detective.
And Dirk is convinced that they'll be an excellent team.
And she's trying to say, we are not a team. And then this is a very Farrah line. So they did get the Farrah right in this. She says, you work for me on a specific and narrowly defined objective. Mr. Spring wants you to stay in this hotel and stay put. And he wants you to be available at a precise time next week to meet him in his suite. That is all. Are we clear?
Oh, and Dirk is as confident as he always is.
Right. And so when I saw them coming out of the room in this building that looked like a hotel, I just assumed it was the Patrick Spring estate that was so big that it looked like a hotel. Right. But it turns out they are in the hotel. Right. Which I'm going to guess is the Pyramid Grand.
What gave you that clue? The words at the top left side of the page.
I skipped right over that part and went right to the dialogue.
Oh, we both are skipping over things, aren't we?
Yes. So when I said he was in Patrick Spring's office in the estate,
I know you did, and I just let it go because I thought it was.
No, it's the Pyramid Grand. Oh, okay, I thought you said. I thought you saw it.
No, I skipped over just as much as you did until I slid back on the page, and I'm like, "Whoops!"
There we go. So all the information is there, just in a different order.
Just like my brain, it's all there. It's just in a different order.
Right. So we'll see if we do better on page 20.
Well, at least we have one thing going for us, Jeff. This is the last page.
Yes, it is. So whether they knew it in the beginning or not, Sally and Dirk are at the computer talking about the other him being codename Icarus. And Dirk is saying it is a classical reference. And Sally goes, yes, he flew too close to the sun, melting the wax that held his wings together.
And Dirk says, oh, are you sure? I thought he was the guy who found the golden cat.
And Sally's like, there is no golden cat. And somebody comes in, and the door opens, and Friedkin is coming in saying, I forgot to lock up again. Stupid, forget my own legs.
And Dirk whispers to Sally, follow my lead.
And Friedkin sees him and says, wait, you're not supposed to be here.
And Dirk goes on a diatribe and says, damn right, Sergeant, we're not supposed to be here. The Senator Mills and I are horrified that the situation here has gotten so chaotic as to require us to intervene all the way from Washington. Now, what do you have to say about it, man? And salute whilst you stand there, goddammit, full yellow jacket.
And that's Dirk using his American accent, trying to blend in. And Sally and Dirk are glaring at Friedkin, who starts to salute. He says, should I take the shot?
Don't take the shot!
To be continued. We have to wait until next issue before we realize if he takes the shot or not.
That's great. That's great. Well, that's at least in character, right?
That is definitely in character.
Oh, my goodness. Well, this has been quite a fun little romp, hasn't it?
Well, this has been an issue that has had more actual information than I think the previous three combined.
Well, that's probably true. But I wouldn't say overly impressed. That's not the right term here. But there wasn't anything that was graphically different in this particular issue. It was pretty straightforward.
Yes, it was definitely a straightforward issue with lots and lots and lots and lots of reading.
Mm-hmm. That's absolutely true, unlike all the other issues we've gone through so far. So here we are, Jeff, at the end of this comic, literally staring down the barrel of a gun.
Yes, we are.
And I have to ask you, what's next, Jeff?
Well, This month there will be 2 more bonus episodes where we're going to finish up this comic. So next will be issue 8 of the Salmon of Doubt, Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency.
Excellent. I'm looking forward to that.
Yes. Now that we know what's happening next, I guess I have to say that this is the end.
Why would she say, so let's compare notes? Seriously?
Because he's reaching for his notebook.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay,
he's pulling out his notebook where she was like, seriously?
I
thought that was the best joke in the whole book so far.
Yeah, well, I just missed the picture. I didn't look at the picture. I only looked at the text. But you're right. That's good. Sorry. I kind of blew it.
That's fine. No, it's... I've had plenty of those too. Like, I couldn't tell the drawbridge was going up or down. So,
there we go. Yeah, no, I completely missed that.
Thank you for listening to this. A new episode is released on the first Thursday of every month. Visit our website at digitalwatchesareaprettyneatidea.buzzsprout.com. While there, you can find links to all of my Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy inspired t-shirt designs. You can contact us via email at digitalwatchespodcast@gmail.com. You can find us on YouTube and Facebook at Digital Watches Are a Pretty Neat Idea. You can message us on Twitter, or should I say X, at Watches Idea, and our Instagram is Watches Idea Podcast.
This has been a Fruits for Thought production, darling. This has been a Fruits for Thought production, darling. This has been a Fruits for Thought production, darling. This has been a Fruits for Thought production, darling. This has been a Fruits for Thought production, darling.